In 2004, Patti was working for a software firm when one day she learned they were relocating. She quit her job and cut her expenses.
I'd walk this house at night, not knowing, how am I gonna, do I pay the electric bill or do I pay the gas bill?
While she lived on unemployment checks and savings, she had to depend on credit cards for emergencies. Before long, she had $8,000 of credit card debt.
The furnace went, the hot water heater went, the air conditioning went, and of course I was just barely getting everything. The only thing that really kept me going was my belief in God, Christian television, and CBN.
Patti often contacted CBN's prayer center.
I was just on my last leg trying to figure out how to get through, how to take that next step. When you start to feel down, you know, your prayers are hitting the ceiling, you call the prayer line.
At the time, Patti tithed to her church on occasion and also gave to CBN. She says one day, God challenged her to tithe faithfully and increase her pledge to CBN.
The voice was so clear. And of course, I'm white-knuckling, saying, are you looking at my account? How am I going to do this? It was, this needs to come first. You've done this long enough. It's always been on the tail end. This needs to be the first thing.
Patti did what God told her.
Everything turned around for me. And I got very, very blessed. God doesn't need our money. It's His anyway. He doesn't need it. It's about obedience.
Within a matter of months, she landed a new job. Then, 1 year later, in 2007, a huge door opened up for her to become a contract manager for the Department of Defense.
You just don't walk into these positions like that. You just don't. And I did.
And with overseas travel pay and promotions, she doubled her salary.
I was able to pay off credit cards. I was able to start financially building again, you know, to get myself squared away and start putting things back in the bank.
Now, Patti loves that she can give even more, especially to CBN.
The overseas evangelism, the orphanages, feeding people, the food banks. I couldn't do all that, but if I give to CBN, I'm able to do that all over the world.
Patti says giving consistently, especially during challenging times, changed her finances and her relationship with God.
I know that I'm giving something of greater good, and I know that I'm giving something for the kingdom, which I am so grateful to be a part of.